If you don't stop struggling, missy, I'll gut you like a fish!
Oh, for your sake and mine. Are you sure we grabbed the right girl? All these posh kids look the same to me.
I'm sure of it. The captain's description was rock solid. Big brick house at the end of the lane.
I hope you all right. Snaking into that house and then out again, carrying the girl, I thought we'd be caught for sure.
Aye. Good thing his lordship is fond of the old ale. By the time he wakes up and realizes his girl is missing, we'll be long gone. Oi! Didn't I tell you to keep still?
It's about time you two returned. Get her on the deck, quickly.
Aye, Captain.
Aye, Captain.
Take off the blindfold. I want to see my new bargaining chip properly. Isn't she the perfect little jewel? We can definitely expect a pretty large haul from the commander to get his lovely little daughter back. Before you start running off that pretty mouth of yours, you should know who you're dealing with. I suggest you watch that tongue, too. You seem rather attached to it. Oh, and don't bother screaming. This dock is far too secluded for anyone to hear you. Well, that's not really any of your business now, is it? You're here simply as a bargaining chip, a source of income. You don't see a pint of ale asking its purpose, do you? So behave yourself before I give you a real reason to make a fuss. We aren't known for our gentle methods. Oh, shush. Just because you won't be heard doesn't mean I want to put up with your screaming. You'll give me an earache. All your talk and idle threats will get you nowhere. Haven't you figured it out, sweetheart? You're chained to me. And I'm not letting my prize go until I get what I'm due. Mr. Scuttle, raise the anchor and set the sails. It's time we shove off.
Aye, Captain.
There you go again. Screaming won't help. The entire village is engaged in a winter soulless festival. Not only will they not notice you're gone, but they won't hear a single sound. So don't ruin that pretty voice of yours. Mr. Falter, replace the gag and take her to the brink. I don't want to hear it anymore.
Aye, sir.
Fear not, little lass. I will be sure to visit you once you've calmed down a bit. Well now, little lass. Have you calmed down, or do I need to come back later when you're ready to behave yourself? Oh, the silent treatment, huh? Well, that's not very nice of you. And after I've given you such nice accommodations, you're not a very obliging guest. Well, since you're content with saying nothing, allow me to formally introduce myself. I am Cerulean, Captain Cerulean. And yes, before you ask, I am a pirate, and this is my ship. Now you're completely in the know. She speaks. Why, yes, sweetheart. I am one and the same. Your father would like nothing better than to put a noose around my neck, but he, along with all of his clumsy officers, are just too slow. How annoying for them. That aside, I am flattered I've become such a famous, or should I say infamous, household name. You've got it all wrong, lass. I don't think I know. Experience says I will continue my little game. But do not think of yourself so important. This is merely a trade. No blood needs to be shed on this transaction. I have no intention of cutting up any of that beautiful skin. You're perfectly safe provided you behave yourself. And where's the adventure in that? Working as some clerk in a dusty office? No. My plans go far beyond anything so small-minded and what you would call a honest living. And it requires a lot more coin. Oh no. I don't go in for something as crude as an X marks the spot. What I'm after is far greater than all of the gold in the entire Royal Armada.
I've got her rations, Captain, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Scuttle. Give it here. You can return to the decks. Don't get too excited. It's only fish stew. Wouldn't do me any good to poison you now, would it? Now, don't be playing the starving victim game. I want you healthy when your father pays up. Don't be a coward. Just eat it. You are a feisty one. Steady there, little landlubber. I've got you. You'll get your sea legs soon. Now, sit and eat. It's rather those rosy cheeks of yours stay full and healthy. All right, look. See? Not a drop of poison. Now eat. Or do I have to force feed you? Now there's a good girl. Oh, now you want to know. Well, if you continue to eat, I'll tell you. This tale has no treasure map or X that marks the spot, or even gold. What we are hunting for is a place far beyond the great glaciers, into deep and icy waters, far into the northern circle. There's a place, whispered about, where you will meet someone or something that will grant you complete perfection. Look who's all interested now. Just a few seconds ago, you were stomping your foot and throwing insults at me. That's where you're wrong, lass. It's true whether it sounds like a fairy tale to you or not. But it is real, even if you choose not to believe it. Anyone who finds that place will be granted the enchanter's blessing. Once blessed, you will no longer feel hunger, never grow old, and sickness can never touch you. You will only experience perfection. Laugh all you want, but I tell you this. Unlike your mystical fountain of youth, I've seen the proof of the blessing's existence with my own 2 eyes. And so has your father. But everyone merely laughed, just as you are doing now. Called him crazy. But we saw the proof that day. The day a strange woman came into town. She was tall and had the purest of skin ever known to man. Her hair fell almost to her feet, and her garments shone as bright as the sun. She spoke of the great land and its blessing, but people called her a witch and eventually just ignored her, not even looking in her direction. But I kept my watch on her. I watched her go down a quiet street, and right before my eyes, she materialized into what looked like glittering gold dust and resembling a pixie. And then she was gone. It seemed like she was headed north. Call me crazy, but I know what I saw. I will prove that wrong. This is far more tangible than just a mere dream. Why is that? Are you going to tell me that the commander would rather risk death to kill a boatload of pirates than just pay a simple ransom? You think far too little of yourself. Come. I think you've had enough of this cell. You have great potential to become a great pirate. You've been pushed into the background, curious about adventure. Oh yes, I saw the gleam in your eyes as I spoke. You can be your own person. I welcome all onto my ship. Some of the best pirates are women, you know. And as for friends or finding love, well, what better way to find both than from out of your father's oppression? Maybe this is your blessing. Perhaps being captured by me, a pirate, is just what your life needed.